today talking about taking the stress out of finding your first client, if you don't have a client. So I'm going to kind of take the perspective of, for whatever reason, you lost your job in COVID, or you just quit public accounting and you just launched your own firm. Whatever reason, you have no clients, and it can be stressful. I have spent so much time on the marketing side of accounting for the last 11 years. Really, when I moved to Oregon in 2000, late 2010, we had done a big exit in Oklahoma. So I kind of voluntarily moved to Oregon, but I was kind of out of a job. But I wasn't like worried about putting food on the table, so that gave me a little bit of cushion. Um, and I wasn't even looking for a full time thing. I just wanted to be a CFO on my own and part time, and find clients. And by the way, I'm pretty introverted as well as many other accountants, and I love numbers and I love math and accounting and spreadsheets, but I just don't love marketing or sales, or just putting myself out there, or even before social media was much of a thing at all. Um, and so, how do we take the stress out of landing that first client? And by the way, I used to do everything the opposite of what I teach now. I would go out and meet with people in person, maybe several times. Maybe I'd do some free work. Maybe I would just, and I was just putting myself in such a submissive role, and I was letting these business owners treat me almost like they were hiring me for a job. And I hate that. I mean, think about when you go to hire for a job and you're just nervous and you're just ready. They're going to grill you. They're going to ask questions. They're going to want to go over your resume and have you prove yourself to them. And that is stressful. And not only that, if you go down that road from day one with a prospect and you allow them to be in control, if you do get that job, because I can think of one, I had one of my first ones here, was a pretty high profile one. It was in the medical field, which I had never done anything in. Um, the two, the CEO, his partner, and the big investor, they were all three PhD chemists, and I couldn't understand a word coming out of their mouth. I'd go to board meetings with the three of them and me, and I would try. I had such imposter syndrome, and I kind of took that approach going in, and it was almost like I was interviewing for a job. And so, even though I was only working there part time, and I was only out there a couple of days a month, it still was stressful and not enjoyable. So, I've got a couple of slides here. Um, so we've got a whole ton of stuff on marketing. By the way, if you want to follow me on Instagram at DopeCFO1, I'm putting tons of content out there daily on all kinds of different things. On Mondays, I'm focusing on marketing ideas, etc. And so there's just so much. We can talk for hours and hours and hours on marketing and landing clients. So I do want you to not ignore digital. So set up a LinkedIn account. It's worth, even if you don't have your website yet, get your LinkedIn set up, get it looking nice. Look, if you're in our group, look at other people's LinkedIn in our group, and to get good ideas of how to set it up. And that way, even if you're pre-website, you can tell, if you talk to an owner, say, hey, check out my LinkedIn. I use it as my website because I can put a lot more there than just a website. You can put your history, you can put articles, etc. And then once you get a website, make sure, if you have a website, I'll just say very briefly on that, make sure it's focused on the cannabis space, if this can be your niche, cannabis CBD, and make sure they call it real estate. The first thing, if it's a business owner looking at your site on their phone or on the website, the first thing they see is how you help cannabis owners with better 280E tax, better cost accounting, whatever it is, saving them money or solving one of their pain points, as opposed to the first thing they see on your website is, hi, I'm Sally, bookkeeper, and I do AR and AP and bank recs. That doesn't matter to them. What matters to them is, can you do 280E tax and save them money? So that's just on the digital side of things. You can do many things in the real world. So today I talk about, in our program, we have a VIP system, becoming a valuable expert in all things cannabis, not just accounting and tax, but legal, politics, court cases, cash and banking, software, insurance, etc. Build that from day one over time. That adds value. Also, instruct your prospects and clients as well as do other instructing things. Today, I want to really focus though on participate. Luckily, since this is the birth of an entire industry, not just a niche, it literally is the birth of a global industry. It is expanding insanely rapidly all over the planet. You're seeing it in your state probably. I think I saw just today Connecticut is now voting on their state. So new states are coming on board all the time. There are bills in Congress right this second to legalize. So this movement is moving nationally. So the number one lowest stress way I think you can get your first client is participate. That's the P in VIP. To me, there's so many advantages to participate, and this is something I never ever did early on. And even when I got into cannabis, I didn't do this until later. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is a huge secret. I think I was in year three. I was in my tiny little town of Bend, Oregon. There's 80,000 people here. And I got invited to go to Orca meeting they were having at a local brew pub. Can't even remember who asked me to go. And I wasn't even going to go. And I showed up. There was like 40 people there. Orca is Oregon Retailers Cannabis Association. So, who were those 40 people? I would say 35 of them were business owners. Almost all of them owned a dispensary or a farm. It was really fun. There was free food and free beer. We just kind of visited, met different people, and then a couple people talked something about retailer. Um, then someone said, "Hey, you're an accountant to me." I got up and spoke just off the cuff for 5 minutes on 280E, and we asked questions. And I had like 10 business owners come up to me, and this was when I wasn't even taking clients anymore. I think it was 2018, and just like coming to me, hey, can you help us? Um, so that was so incredibly easy. I just showed up at a local rinky dink Cannabis Retailers Association meeting. I participated, and I didn't do anything. I didn't blog or content or bug somebody on LinkedIn and say, "Hey, can I sell you this?" I just participated, and clients came to me. Um, so you can do this too. It's very, very easy to get involved in this niche. That's the great thing. So all over the U.S., there are events, there are groups, they're online. Okay, here I got a slide on it. So first and foremost, you can get involved very quickly in digital groups. There's tons of cannabis groups on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. Join those groups, um, and they're usually very active with farms, cultivators, dispensaries, etc. What can you do in those groups? Don't say, "Hey, I'm Sally, I can do your accounting." Just answer questions, or you see that someone talking about a tax issue or a banking issue or a software issue or whatever it is. Answer questions. Say, "Hey, have you thought about this?" "Oh, we're connected with someone here. We can get you this." You start answering questions in those groups. Again, that's easy. It's fun. You do it at your home. You're first of all, just by participating in those groups, you're learning a ton of stuff. You're learning who are the key players, what are the brands, what are the topics. You're learning and growing your expertise daily. And by answering questions and being active in those groups, sure enough, you're going to get someone messaging you offline. "Hey, I saw your question, your answer. I just started a farm. Can you help me out?" Um, so again, a super easy way, low stress to find a client. In-person groups. We have lots of people finding clients in meetups. Clubhouse is not online. It's not in person. It's on your phone. That's another way. But there are local groups in almost every city that you can get. Just like I said, the Oregon Cannabis Retailers Association. We were looking at Pennsylvania the other day. They had a farming association. They had a cannabis retailer association. CBD groups. There's Women Grow. There's lots and lots of groups. I know on Facebook, I was in early. There was a Michigan, forgot what it's called, a group. There's like 3,000 people in that group, business owners. So normal.org is another one. Go to their website, get involved at the local level. They are pushing this movement nationwide. Who are the people pushing the movement? It's other founders of these companies and investors. So if you get involved, you're going to meet these people. You can do presentations at these events. you can, and I haven't even talked about all the cannabis and CBD hemp events in almost every single major city. They are everywhere. And you can go attend those events and get involved and meet people. You can listen to lectures there. You can teach at those events if you know enough about 280E and that kind of stuff. You do these things, and your first client will find you. And in this niche, just getting that first client, even if it's a little lower paying than you want, that's okay. I used to pitch, no, don't even take the first client at a lower rate. I think you possibly can do that now because um, one one thing about that is you can do a good job for that first person and go meet. So if it's a dispensary owner, you can say, hey, can you introduce me to all these farms that are selling you pot? And you might ultimately have a warm lead in to 10 farms and several more clients. So definitely participate. That would be my secret for the day. If you want something that's low stress, fun, it helps grow your expertise. Um, it's not that hard to do. Go do it. Participate. I did very little of it early on, and I learned that it's a great way to do it, and I'm seeing people do it now. Um, Another thing around marketing, as you pitch to land a client, once you meet an owner in whatever way you do meet that, just keep in mind these are the things these owners really, really want and need from us. Get out of that mindset that you're going to ask them for what they want or need. You're just going to say, you don't care what they want or need. You know what you offer, and it's high value, and if they want it, great. If they don't, they can go somewhere else. And what hopefully you're going to offer is world-class accounting and tax. The other four bullets below this are all dependent on that, and so that means correct GAAP cost accounting, correct tax, perpetual data room, a permanent audit trail that's ready all the time. If you can do that for your clients, that is hugely valuable just for running the company, for obtaining loans, investors, M&A, exits, and surviving audits. Hugely important. Improve cash flow. Of course, all owners want that. They want lower taxes. They want world-class reporting, and they want peace of mind that you're doing things and adding value to their company, so they don't have to worry about. They have cannabis and CBD owners have so much to worry about. If you can take care of the more headaches you can take care of them, the happier they'll be. Also, utilize the alpha role. Be confident in what you offer as you go out and participate and meet owners. Just be assertive. Get out of the mindset that you're selling somebody something. You are helping. Any any business owner that comes to you and gets you as a client, you're helping them. You're improving from where they are now because most of this industry has a very, very poor accounting and bookkeeping. So you're going to be improving and helping them. What does that mean? You can be assertive. You can play hard to get. You can keep that mindset. You're not applying for a job. You are a business owner. And if they want to apply to work with you, great. Here's what you offer. And they'll have that role. Um, if they try to take over that alpha role and say, look, I'm going to grill you on your resume and I want free work and all that stuff, you just say, we don't do that. We get a lot of tire kickers and I've got to ask the question. So we only ask questions on that first prospect call. If you can do that, ask the questions and follow it up with a proposal. It makes getting the client easier, puts you in control. You're going to get even to a no quickly. We're going to get rid of a lot of like what I call the cheap Walmart buyer clients that we don't want anyway. It eliminates selling. We don't do any sales. We hate sales, so we don't do it. We just let them know our proposal. We give them a high price because we're the best. We explain exactly why our price is high and then let them take it or leave it. If we do this, they'll treat us as equals from day one. So then stepping back from 10,000 feet, as you participate, as you try these different things to go get these clients, if you are out of a job and you have no clients, you got a lot of time every day to do these things. If you land client 1 and 2 and you're super busy all of a sudden, you could still do this stuff, but maybe it's only 4 hours a week instead of 20 hours a week or whatever it is. But try to automate your marketing system over time to where it's 4 simple steps. Find that owner, whether it's going to that Orca meeting like I did or sending a connection request on LinkedIn. Find that owner, send them an email around their pain points. do a short call where you only ask questions and send an offer letter. Have your offer letter built out with your pricing tool and your around the value, the key value drivers they want, and make it simple. It's almost all automated, very easy for you to do. And by the way, as you grow your VIP over time by year 2, 3, and 4, number one and two, finding an owner and emailing them can go out the window. They're going to come to you, and you're going to just have you're going to do 3 and 4. You have a short call, send an offer letter. Super easy. Um, do that over time, and you'll be pretty happy about it.